And good afternoon. This is Chief Meteorologist in the Weather Center. My name is Eric Tolman. I'm with you this afternoon, and I'll be handling the coverage of the severe weather. We've actually have had a lot of rain today, and we're going to talk about that in just a minute here. That's just a report that came in. Okay, there's actually a slight chance that we'll see severe weather. We're kind of watching for that because we have a cold front that is moving towards our direction, and that is the reason why we've got the showers and thunderstorms. There is the possibility that there might be some kind of a watch way down there. We haven't really had to deal with that at all, but there is a tornado watch for Monroe County and I think Washtenaw County or Wayne. I think one of the two. We'll kind of check that out. But there is a flood advisory for most of our viewing area, even in Macomb County, and that is until 8 or 9 o'clock. We'll have that flood advisory, so you guys know what that means. In Wayne County, you are also in that flood advisory in Lenawee County and Monroe County, and those two are under a tornado watch at this time, but a lot of us are under a flood advisory, so we'll keep you posted on all of that. But like I said before, we've got this approaching cold front that it's going to be coming on through, and it's going to be bringing us showers and thunderstorms. Some of them will be strong and severe, and this is going to last for most of the evening. So we're going to go to Channel 4 and get more updates, so please listen, and we'll have another update coming up in just a minute.
Is your child happy in school? Is the pace too fast or too slow? You do have another choice.
Until those commercials are done, we will go ahead and finish our report. After this cold front does come on through, we're going to see some cooler temperatures tomorrow, but we still have this warm front that's still in the area, that's still trying to make its way through. So you have a warm front and you have a cold front that's moving on through. So until that cold front gets on through the metro area and across Michigan, we're still going to see showers and thunderstorms. There's actually showers and thunderstorms that are developing way down in the south of us, so we're actually keeping a very close eye on that one, and we'll let you know about that in just a little bit. So please stay tuned with me, and I will give you another update on the severe weather, and then we'll talk about that 7-day forecast, and we'll let you know if we're going to see any more showers and severe weather. Once again, like I said, it's a repeat from last week, so we'll talk about that. Let's go to Channel 4.
Threats of more severe weather across Metro Detroit. Right now, parts of our viewing area are under a tornado watch. Good Wednesday afternoon. I'm Ruth Spencer. Welcome to First at 4. And the storms we're watching are potentially so serious, Detroit Public Schools have released students 2 hours early, and many other school districts are canceling events for this evening. So, what about the commute home and beyond into our nighttime hours right now? Meteorologist Ben Bailey's on top of it all. And all week long, you've been warning us about this possibility, Ben.
Yeah, we've had our eyes set on Wednesday, and sure enough, here it is. Now, up until this point today, really, we've focused our attention on the heavy rain threat. That's why flood advisories have been posted from St. Clair County right down to the Ohio state line, and that is until 8 o'clock tonight. We've seen well over an inch of rain, and it is still raining. In fact, a lot of those moderate and heavy pockets are still here on the east side. Those are the areas that are showing up in the yellows and oranges here. Again, from Port Huron through the city of Detroit, even some heavier rain, which is now starting to move into parts of Monroe County. But this has been a complicated setup because there's really two threats that we're watching. The flooding threat, which obviously could be ongoing here through the evening hours, and then also the wind threat as we transition into the later parts of tonight. Now, the tornado watch that we mentioned at the top of the show in effect for Hillsdale, Lenawee, Monroe counties. This is until 9 o'clock tonight. These are the areas that are favorable to see the possibility of a tornado when we see thunderstorms redevelop in the second half of this storm. Now, we're going to show you the satellite picture because we're very focused on this area here in the southwest portion of the state. It's starting to dry out. We're getting those clouds to clear. There's a little bit more instability there, and the thinking now is that some of that is going to work over into southern parts of the state, closer to southeast Michigan, and the more instability we get in here, the more likely we are to see thunderstorms re-fire as we head into the evening hours. Now, the threat nonetheless is going to last really until about 11 o'clock tonight. That's when the cold front is going to come through. So we are anticipating the later we get tonight, the better chances of those thunderstorms right on through 10 o'clock. Temperatures are not going to be the issue. The question is, how much sunlight are we going to get? How much of those clouds are going to break up? The they do, the more instability that these storms are going to have to work with, and that possibility of a damaging wind threat is going to extend through 10, 11 o'clock tonight. We'll have more on this coming up in a few minutes, and of course, if you want to track the storms all afternoon and all night tonight, you can get the interactive radar and severe weather alerts anytime, all in our local forecasters app. Just download it free in your app store. Search WDIV. Ruth?
Ben, we'll see you again momentarily. Right now, our reporters are fanned out. They're all across the metro area to help you navigate the afternoon commute. Paula Tutman's watching out for flooding in Warren, an area that was so hard hit last time. Right now, let's go to Guy Gordon, though. He's live at MDOT, and he's watching all the roads for you. So how do they look, Guy?
Actually, not too good right now, Ruth. Tomorrow marks the 1-month anniversary of the big flood of 2014. We've got some flooding tonight, though certainly not as severe. But let's take a look. We've got 16 working incidents right now. Starting at the right-hand screen there, that's I-94 just east of Little Mac. That's westbound coming at you. We've got a disabled vehicle, a crash that's just now clearing in the right-hand lane there. Moving a little bit to the left, we've got this situation at I-96 and Outer Drive. This is westbound heading into that construction zone. Well, as you can see, some serious standing water there. In fact, we've got people that are going into the construction zone to try to get around it. Thank goodness nobody's stalling out there yet. Moving once again, that's I-94 at Cadju. A disabled vehicle there in the left lane, that's beginning to clear as well. But there is a big backup closer to the city for outbound drivers. We've got a disabled vehicle at I-696 just west of Mound. That's taking out 2 lanes there, causing some big slowdowns. And finally, I-94 at Cadju, there is that disabled vehicle once again. We also have a situation at I-75 near Michigan Avenue. That's a jackknife truck. We're also watching I-94 near Livernois, both eastbound and westbound. That's a low area. 2 things happening here. One, people hitting that standing water on the roadway. It may only be a few millimeters thick, but it's enough to make your car hydroplane if you don't have good tires. So people not being cautious enough there, that's causing several accidents. And then we've got something else that's very interesting. People with good memories who remember if you see standing water, you can flood out your car. So in some cases, what we're seeing is panic braking on the part of those people, and that's causing accidents behind from people that are unprepared for that. So 2 different kinds of reactions. Some folks underreacting, some folks overreacting. Again, 16 incidents, we'll say on the scene here at the Semtalk Center, so that you've got the latest information on what's happening on your roadways. Ruth, back to you.
Yeah, if you're driving, kind of hard to know what to do. Okay, thank you so much, Guy. As Ben told you earlier, we are under a flood advisory until 8 o'clock tonight. Our Paula Tutman is live right now in Warren, where many of you are still recovering from the historic flooding last month. So, what is going on right now, Paula?
Check the battery on the...
Well, let me give you the situation. I think the best way to describe that is waves. So sometimes it's just raining, and other times, like right now, it starts to be a bit of a deluge, and then all of a sudden you get these pushes of wind. Now, the bottom line is you've got people here who have been working to brace themselves from the last storm, but it's very difficult to do when they haven't even steadied themselves, and some of them, honestly, are actually hoping for the worst.
You can see our water line. It was in our house a foot.
Mark Thompson and his girlfriend are one with nature, not by design, but by necessity. Flooded out of their Warren home weeks ago, they are now living under a tarp in the back of their home.
Doing the best we can. We have, with all the drywall being soaked, we have mold. Don't know exactly what we're going to do with it. Don't really have the money to fix it up.
A mattress that was on the patio floor now sits on the curb.
That also has some mold on it, so I threw that out today.
Everything is makeshift and miserable, and now with a new round of storms coming, Mark has one wish, that the rains bring a tornado, and that tornado take dead aim for his house. He says it would be a blessing.
If the tree falls on it, at least our insurance would cover that. That's about the only hope that we would have, because insurance didn't cover anything. It's unbelievable. You know, I pay homeowners insurance, something like this happens, and nothing.
Okay, so in the 10-mile and Ryan area right now, like I said, we're getting a pretty heavy downpour. We're not getting that wall of water. Oh, it feels like we're getting ready to get a wall of water, but again, we get those winds that kind of push. But so far, we haven't seen any flooding, even though we're under a flood advisory. We're seeing a lot of ponding, heavy puddling, and these folks are bracing themselves. But Ruth, imagine that you want Mother Nature to slam your house with wind with one natural disaster, because the first natural disaster isn't covered by insurance. Tough spot to
You know, I'm waiting Sunday for somebody to say, I love my insurance company. I paid all those premiums, and now I filed a claim, and they've helped me, and it's wonderful. But we're not hearing that, are we, Paula? We're just not hearing that over and over again. Thank you, Paula, very much. Ahead here, first at 4, our live storm coverage continues for you this afternoon. Right now, we are watching the commute home, and we're showing you areas impacted by these current storms. And we continue our special week-long series as well this afternoon. It's called Food for Thought. Today, we're featuring food that